Welcome to Scary Skull. Here we bring you interesting, scary story. Whether you're here to be entertained, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out. Let's dive in. There's a town hidden deep in the woods, a place that doesn't exist on any map. No roads lead to it, and no one ever leaves. The few who stumble upon it by accident never return. Tonight I'll tell you about one such place, Ravenwood Hollow, a town where the shadows whisper and the dead refuse to sleep. Eric and his friends were always looking for new places to explore. They had heard the rumors about Ravenwood Hollow, a forgotten town somewhere beyond Blackwood Forest. No one knew exactly where it was, but people spoke of strange voices, flickering lights, and the overwhelming feeling of being watched. One evening, they decided to find it. Armed with flashlights and cameras, they followed an old dirt path that seemed to appear out of nowhere. It twisted and turned through dense trees, leading them deeper into the unknown. The deeper they went, the quieter the forest became. No rustling leaves, no chirping crickets, just an eerie, suffocating silence. Then they saw it. A decrepit sign, half rotten and barely hanging, read, "Welcome to Ravenwood Hollow." As they stepped into the town, it was as if time had stopped. The buildings, though old, looked as if their owners had left only moments ago. Streetlights flickered, even though there was no electricity. A cold breeze whispered through the town, carrying faint voices that seemed to echo from the walls. Eric's friend, Mark, pointed at an old mansion at the end of the road. Its windows were shattered, and the front door was slightly ajar, as if inviting them inside.
"I don't like this,"
whispered Lily, but curiosity won over fear. As they stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind them. The house smelled of mold and decay, but the air felt alive. The walls had scratch marks as if someone or something had tried to escape.
"You shouldn't have come. You shouldn't have come."
The whispers grew louder, overlapping each other, forming incomprehensible words. Shadows moved in the corners of their eyes, shifting unnaturally. The air grew heavy, pressing against their chests. Suddenly, Lily screamed. A figure stood at the top of the stairs, a tall, twisted figure with hollow eyes and a mouth sewn shut. Its long, bony fingers pointed at them. The house began to shake. A low, guttural growl rumbled through the floorboards. The shadows stretched toward them, creeping like living tendrils. "Run!" Eric shouted. They sprinted toward the door, but it wouldn't budge. Mark yanked at the handle, panic setting in. The shadows wrapped around Lily's ankles, dragging her toward the darkness. "Help me!" she shrieked. Eric grabbed her arms, pulling with all his strength. But the shadows were stronger. Her body convulsed, her eyes rolling back. Then, in an instant, she was gone, swallowed by the dark. Eric and Mark ran, stumbling through the halls, trying to find another way out. The whispers turned into screams, the walls bleeding a thick, black substance. They found a door leading to the basement. With no other choice, they ran down the stairs. The room was filled with old, rotting dolls, hundreds of them, staring blankly. And in the center stood a wooden chair. A single figure sat upon it, a man with no eyes, no mouth, just hollow sockets that seemed to stare into their souls. A deep voice echoed through the basement.
"You can never leave. You belong to the Hollow now."
The shadows surged forward, wrapping around them. Eric felt himself being pulled down, his screams swallowed by the darkness. Days later, search parties found their cameras just outside Blackwood Forest. The footage showed their terrified faces, their desperate pleas. But the town? It was never found. Ravenwood Hollow remains a mystery, a place where lost souls wander, trapped forever. And if you ever find yourself walking down an unfamiliar path, listening to the whispers in the wind, turn back. Because once you enter the hollow, you never leave. Thanks for watching. Please like and comment. We'll meet soon for another interesting story.